here for who's telling the truth. Guys, this is going to be our fourth show, virtually our fourth show on biogas. And you're going to say, Rich, why do you keep pushing this biogas idea? Guys, the reason why I'm pushing it is, Danbury is slated to upgrade their, they're going to upgrade their sewage system. So, I recently became aware of biogas, and guys, I actually went down to the treatment plant. They held a meeting, and it was it was sold out. There was no seats to be had. The place was mobbed. They took us on a tour of the sewage plant, and guys, I want to tell you, I was blown away. I mean, those pipes, some of those pipes are as big as I am. I mean, they're 6 feet. They're incredible. It's almost like you're in Disney World. You're down there and you're looking around, and they almost look fake. They're so big. And guys, I'm no rookie. I've been around the block, but I never seen pipes that big. But the reason why I keep pushing this is because the bids are scheduled to be open on April 25th. So we only have one more month. And guys, we're going to start the show off. We're going to show you a picture of what the new system, Judy, can you go to the, there you go. And guys, this is going to be the upgrade now. Can you make that larger, Judy? Guys, you'll see it says digester complex number 1 is going to be a full upgrade. Digester complex number 2, also a full upgrade. And also the waste flaring. So, guys, the one thing, when they upgrade these digesters, I want to make sure that they use what we showed in our last show from Brooklyn, what they call digester eggs. So, Judy, can you give us an idea with the first clip of what a digester egg looks like? Video number 1, Judy. Guys, look at this. Look at the people up on top of the digesters.
Anaerobic digestion basics /
Don't they look
anaerobic
like eggs?
digestion /
Let this
If
play,
you are
Judy. I want
concerned about
everybody
the
to hear
dangers of
the end.
climate change and have not heard about anaerobic digestion and the renewable energy known as biogas or biomethane before, we encourage you to tell your friends, because
Tell your
anaerobic
friends.
digestion is one of the
And
few
Judy,
ways
that's
in
the
which
whole
mankind can
idea.
actually reverse
You
the
can come
carbon
back to me
buildup,
now.
which is blamed
So
for global
everybody
warming.
and their brother, tell your friends. And guys, what we're going to try to do on this show is we want to try to validate why those digesters, those egg-type digesters, are so valuable. And we're going to have a lot of fun. And a lot of people probably don't know this, but the sewage treatment plant treats sewage from Danbury, Bethel, Brookfield, Newtown, and Ridgefield. And guys, we're going to show you a digester again that can be used in schools and hotels. We're going to play that again because I tell you, the grind to energy is so dynamite. But guys, we're going to show you the N. There is a company out of Southington, Quantum. And guys, I'm telling you, they're the first of their kind in Connecticut, right outside of Hartford. I tried to contact them today, but I couldn't get through. But anyway, I'm telling you, the future's here, and we're going to have a lot of fun with it. And, most people, when you talk about a sewer plant, most people, the logic would say, who would want to live next to a sewer plant? But guys, when you see what a beautiful job they did with this short clip in Brooklyn, you'll say, hey, you know what? I'll live there. No big deal. So Judy, clip number 2, please.
If it is a 54-acre sewage plant, who wants to live next to a 54-acre sewage plant? It's impossible to make it as nice as possible.
Greenpoint, Brooklyn.
We designed in the early
And they even-
project a visitor center, which is near the main entrance, the little orange twisted cube that's pulled away from the rest of the geometry of the whole plant.
In each aeration tank, there are 10,000 stone diffusers. They look like a series of mushrooms on the floor. They're about 14 inches off the ground.
Guys,
They're
look
about
at
8 inches
this.
in diameter. And
They
there are 10,000
actually
per
give
tank. I have 24
tours.
tanks.
Trash versus treasure.
Oh,
And the magical
all right,
place.
Judy, that
It
was
is
the end of
being
that
tested.
clip, so you went to another one. But guys, they actually give tours of the plant in Brooklyn. And I want to tell you, I would love to see those digesters in Danbury. I mean, could you imagine the little kids on their way to school, instead of seeing the old rancid dump, they see signs of progress where we're taking the gas and we're using the gas instead of flaring it off, which is what we're
Because it is a
doing now,
54-acre sewage plant.
which used to be the common practice. Instead of flaring it off, we're now going to put it to use. And guys, we could sell it to the grid and the town can make some money. What's wrong with making money if you're the one holding playing the game? Everybody's playing on our court. So you know what? Let's play by our rules and let's make some money for us, for the community. And guys, when you get done watching this show, you're going to be happy to flush your toilet. Because all it's going to do is generate electricity and fertilizer. And guys, the next clip, we're going to show you how it's almost magical that we can turn trash into treasure. And guess where this is being done? One of the first prototypes of its kind. This is being done magically in the Magic Kingdom. And guys, when you see what Disneyland has done as far as renewability is concerned, they got the answers. They got the innovations, right? So let's prove my point with clip number 3, Judy.
Trash versus treasure. And the magical place. It is being tested.
Garbage in,
It's a win-win.
power out.
Garbage in,
really
power
unique.
out.
Trucks
It is
deliver
unique.
a flood of food.
10,000 bucks. 10,000 pounds.
Most of us would describe this slurry as disgusting. A company called Harvest Power calls this mess fuel.
That's beautiful material.
Guys, that's what it is. It's fuel. And when you put it into a digester, it turns to gas, primarily methane gas. And what can we do? We can use the methane gas to our advantage, and we can get it to run big Caterpillar tractor engines. And I tell you, guys, the future, we're finally going to start to get ahead of the curve. And with the next clip, we're going to show you that even though it's warm and fuzzy, when we do stuff with renewable energy, we always consider it's the right thing to do. The tree huggers, that idea. But guys, no more. Because the thing is, what we need to do is we need to be self-sustaining and economically viable. That's right. We got to be able to make money. We can't have this costing people money. But guys, we can profit from it if we do it properly. And where do we put the money? Back into the coffers of the town. Not a private corporation, the town, the common people. That's right. We do it for everybody. So every time you flush the toilet, thank you. And guys, you're going to say, well, what about people that have septic systems? Well, guys, when you have your septic system pumped, guess where it gets dumped? At the sewage. So it's all going to go there eventually, you know? So let's take advantage of it, right? So guys, the next clip we're going to show you is this is another clip from Disney. So Judy, let's have number 4. And just to show it has to be economically viable. Hit it.
So Caterpillar, Ring Power, and the folks at Harvest Power are very interested in protecting the environment. We created an entire team so that we could make these processes more successful. One thing about green energy is that it needs to be able to be self-sustaining and viable economically.
Guys, it has to be self-sustainable and economically viable. And if there's one thing we're going to prove to you tonight, that's what it is. It's a circle. It's a cycle from planting the crops, and then what do? We use the solar power to grow the crops, right? Then we feed the crops to the cows and to us. The cows do what they do. They make the gas. We use the gas to make electricity. What's left over is fertilizer. What do we do with the fertilizer? Put it back on the field so that we can grow next year's crops. Guys, it never ends. And there's no rainy days. You don't have to worry about the sun shining or the wind blowing. Biogas gets created every day. Those little microbes, they love to eat that stuff that's in there. So guys, at least somebody had a little sense of humor, and they were talking about digesters and how they take the odor out of the air. And the one guy said, they make the dairy air smell better. The dairy air. Hey, that's cute. That's cute. We'll give you that one. So, Judy, number 5, please.
Typically, methane is a smelly gas when released into the dairy air, but the dairy digester captures that methane here
Look
at the
at
top.
those tanks, aren't
and
they
instead of being released
gorgeous?
into the atmosphere, the methane is burned in this generator and creates electricity.
Look at the size of
The
that
electricity
motor,
produced
guys.
on site is actually added to the local electrical grid.
And it gets added to the local electric grid. That's exactly what we want to do in Danbury. Put it on the grid. Let's get paid for it. Put the money back in the coffers of the town. It's really kind of simple. And guys, in LA, they just opened up their first biogas plant. So I tell you, everybody, this is just, we're on the wave. We're on the cusp, you know? So anyway, let's see what they did in LA with clip number 6. Judy?
There are sewage treatment plants throughout the United States that do not capture biogas, and that's methane going into the atmosphere.
So now even going to the toilet can have environmental and economic payoffs.
Every single time in Los Angeles you flush the toilet from now on, it'll be helping to reduce the city's power bill.
So every time you flush the toilet, you're helping the state. Thank you. All right. But guys, you know, some people, we showed a clip where a home biodigester, and one woman, I guess she just lives with her husband, or maybe just herself, she doesn't have enough garbage. She doesn't have enough natural garbage. So she brings stuff home from work. And you're going to say, Rich, come on. People aren't going to bring, your workers' waste home. Guys, just watch. Hey, when you don't eat enough at home, you need other garbage scraps. Where do you get them? From your friends at work. So, Judy, let's show somebody that brings home the garbage. Clip number 7, please.
Today we're at Joyty's place. Joyty has made it her mission to recycle and repurpose everything she can. Probably the big ticket item in this yard is the biodigester. Now, a lot of you have never heard of a biodigester.
Guys,
It's a
this is the
relatively
home
new concept.
biodigester.
What's a biodigester, Joyty?
Well, a biodigester is something that converts a food waste into gas or fuel that you can use and cook with.
Is it like a stomach?
It's like a stomach, exactly. So normally if you put your food waste into your bin, it goes into the landfill and it creates methane and you're not capturing it, but here what we do is capture it. So I put my food waste in here, it goes into the digester here and it's an anaerobic digester, so there's no air. It converts the food into methane, there are bacteria in the digester,
it's incredible.
And then it comes up to the chamber over here and then I can use it to cook. It also gives me fertilizer every day, which is an additional bonus.
How much cooking are we talking about?
Oh, not too much. It's like an hour or 2 of cooking every day for the food waste that a household generates. Sometimes I bring waste from work and add it to this.
And she doesn't feel guilty.
Yeah, it's enough for a household.
Okay, Joyty, we've got the biodigester, we've got the kitchen scraps. You've actually bought some kitchen scraps. Can you show us how it works?
Yeah, sure. So this is the kitchen caddy in which I collect all my kitchen waste. And so what I do is just bring the waste. I don't have too much of it at the moment.
Coffee grounds, banana peels,
now what I do is I
peels,
take this kitchen waste. I just have to open the
grease,
lid. This lid keeps
oil.
the flies off the digester. It's quite heavy. And then there is a little, I don't know what to call this, thing
Plunger.
a plunger.
See, it's a sealed unit.
And then
So
I
once
put in
you
the
put
waste,
the waste
here.
in,
It's going to bring the
it's
hose
oxygen
pipe
free.
here. And then just let the water run until it starts coming out at the back. This is where I collect the fertilizer.
Fertilizer comes out the back, guys,
That's
and
it.
they say it's dynamite.
What a system. You use kitchen waste to generate methane to cook. Gee, with the rising costs of electricity and gas, this seems like a no-brainer.
Guys, there's a place, I forget, I think it's in the Philippines. No, Australia. Yeah. They just had unbelievable tornadoes and hurricanes. They call them cyclones down there. But anyway, guys, I'm telling you, something like this home biomedics, you know, let's be honest with each other. People got to poop, and they have a portable toilet. And then, you know, you're going to have plenty of waste. So you put everything in these home biodigesters, and at least you'll be able to boil water, you know? So, I mean, let's hope we can get these. Oh, and also, they did the webinar last week. And guys, somebody sent me a reply for their home bio digester. It's going to be around a little over $600. But anyway, we'll talk about that later because we're going to show you another clip. But, you know, you'll say, Rich, you know, that's fluky, somebody bringing home garbage. Guys, there are some countries that actually take in garbage. And guys, why would they take it in? Because obviously they're using it to make something else. So, hey, we'll play the clip. You can watch it. You'll see what I mean. But now you see why these socialist countries like Sweden, oh, I'm going to ruffle some feathers, but a socialist country like Sweden loves to buy garbage. So, Judy, number 8, please.
In 2012, Sweden began importing nearly 1 million tons of trash from its European neighbors. The Swedes claimed that they themselves simply did not produce enough trash and needed more. Only 4% of household waste is landfilled in Sweden each year, but why on earth would anybody want more trash? Why is Sweden buying trash from other countries? Well, in fact, the global waste market is estimated to be worth almost $500 billion a year.
Whoa.
Shipping trash from country to country and burning massive amounts of fuel in the process is primarily an economic decision. Many countries and cities charge a landfill tax, which in some places can be as high as about $100 a ton. Instead, some choose to ship their trash elsewhere for considerably less money. In 2010, China imported more than 39 million tons of recyclable waste, most of it from European countries. But in the case of Sweden, it's actually less of a cost-saving measure and more of an energy-saving measure. Sweden buys trash from nearby countries like Norway and uses it for electricity. Over 2 million tons of that waste is burned and converted into power for over 250,000 homes. This sort of exchange is called waste to energy and is becoming increasingly popular in Europe. However, despite the cost savings and recycling benefits, WTE plants are not necessarily the best for the Earth. According to the Environmental Integrity Project, these plants can produce more pollutants than even coal-fired plants. In fact, issues with pollution from WTE plants have led China to actually stop accepting dirty and unsorted waste. They've also imposed stricter limits on polluting recycling plants. Buying each other's trash may sound kind of crazy, but it's actually an ingenious solution to issues with taxation and energy. Of course, when it's cheaper to send waste out of the country than simply deal with it at home, there may be a bigger problem at stake. Either way, we're going to need a lot more ingenious solutions like these because the world's population is rising, and thus so is our level of trash. Sweden may burn some of its trash, but the United States does not. Find out the reason why in this video by D News.
If you're an average American, you were responsible for burying 880 pounds of trash in 2012. Is there something that garbage could be doing besides just sitting there? Sweden thinks so. About 1% of Swedish trash ends up in a landfill. The rest is almost evenly split between being recycled and burned for energy.
Thanks for watching our channel, everyone. Subscribe to Test Tube News so you can keep up with new videos every day.
Guys, we're going to take it one step further. I just found a company in Southington called Quantum Biomass, not biogas, Quantum Biomass. And guys, we're going to play, they really don't have any videos. They have one video, and the video had 40 views on it, and it has no volume, but we're going to play the video for you. Kurt, I'm going to read it, so keep my mic open. But Judy, let's take a look at the first biogas plant in Connecticut. Number 9, please. Every year, 36,395,000 tons, 40,000 tons can be processed at this facility, producing 420,000 feet of biogas, offsetting 5,080 tons a year of greenhouse gas, producing 767,000 gallons of natural gas. Look at this plant, guys. Taking 1,073 cars off the road. Nice, huh? Powering 750 homes for a year. We create energy from food wastes. So guys, you know, like I said, I tried to get in touch with them today. I left a message. Judy, can you come back to me? And so I tried to get in touch with them today. And guys, the next clip we're going to play you, we introduced this company, Grind to Energy, last week. And we're going to show you how this company could incorporate with Quantum. And I tell you, all we got to do is make the connections. They got the trucks, they got the facility, they got the equipment. They might be a little too far to travel, but hey, why couldn't we do another one down in the Danbury area? I mean, if they can make enough money and if they can help reinforce the community by putting some of that money back in, isn't that what we want to do, guys? But let's take a look at Grind to Energy. And guys, I'm telling you, this is one of the answers. Judy, clip number 10. A little loud, Kurt. See that, guys? It all goes into a digester. You feed it in nice. Try to keep everything balanced. You don't want it too soupy. Everything. You can't put oils in it at any high temperature. No plastics, no wood, no metal, no clams. Clams gotta go. And guys, what is it? Look at that. All that stuff would be going to a landfill and giving on methane gas. So now what we're doing is we're cutting it all up. Look at that. All getting cut up. And where does it go? Guys, it goes in to a big tank. The digestion process has already started. So as it's sitting in that tank, it's digesting. When the tank gets full, I don't know if they send a radio signal or however it works, and they come get it. And guys, why shouldn't a place like Stu Leonard's or ShopRite, if they're giving you something that you're creating energy with, why shouldn't they share? You know, couldn't we give some kind of tax incentive? Do something, you know what I mean? Get everybody involved. Get the kids at the school involved. I mean, we could all get involved. But guys, you know, biomass is really starting to come around, and they just had more or less a home show for the entire industry, and I think it was in Atlanta. We'll play the short clip first, but guys, I'm telling you, this industry is starting to take off. So Judy, clip number 11, please.
Let's go grow an advanced biofuels industry, and let's go grow a biomass power industry for this nation. Let's get this nation a set of options for economic and national security, and let's do it with sustainability in mind as well. Thank you for inviting me. I'm delighted to be your guest, and I look forward to coming back next year.
All right, so guys, we'll play, you know, now we're coming to the part of the show where we showed you the short clips. So now we're going to play you the full length. So if there was something that really, you know, tickled your fancy, you'll know where it's going to come up in the show. So anyway, the next one is we're going to go back to the eggs, and you're going to see what it's like inside and what's going on, a little bit more detail than we looked at before. So Judy, clip number 12, please.
Wondered what those huge otherworldly spherical tanks are that you sometimes see? They are anaerobic digestion process digesters, and very useful they are too. They make sewage sludge much more wholesome, and in particular they reduce sludge odor, but best of all they make large amounts of renewable energy to power the sewage works.
Can you see that in Danbury, guys? I can.
Plus, many of them export their green electricity to the local
green electricity. Now you're talking my language.
Originated in Germany in 1950s, and it is thought that all are used to treat sewage works sludge. The steeply sloped bottom of the tank eliminates grit accumulation. Grit can easily be removed from the bottom, therefore, cleaning is not required.
So there's a method to their madness.
Liquid surface area with the top is small.
Look at those
so
things,
scum
aren't they
can be kept filled with a
dynamite?
mixer and removed through a scum door. Egg-shaped digesters
We'll show
can be
you
built
those,
with steel or concrete.
those doors in a little while.
Steel construction is more common because concrete construction requires complex formwork and special construction
Look at those
techniques.
things, guys.
If you found our video interesting, now read more at our website. Visit
Look at the people on tour on the top. Either that or they're working.
anaerobic sludge digestion / If you are concerned about the dangers of climate change and have not heard about anaerobic digestion and the renewable energy known as biogas or biomethane before, we encourage you to tell your friends, because anaerobic digestion is one of the few ways in which mankind can actually reverse the carbon buildup, which is blamed for global warming.
Tell your friends, guys, and I tell you, what you can do is you can tell them about this next clip, because this again is inside the egg, and this is from GE. So guys, you start to see the company that brings things to light is taking the brown out of brown energy. So Judy, let's have clip number 12A, please. There you go.
This is the largest of the city's 14 plants. It's a 310 million gallon a day facility for wastewater. Our daily average, based on the population of the 25 square miles,
guys, don't they look nice?
Is about 245 to 250 million gallons a day of wastewater.
Comply with the Clean Water
We actually
Act.
first
I'm
got
sure
involved
Trump
through
wants
the,
to
New York
eliminate
City
it.
Art Commission, who recommended us to the joint venture of 3 engineering firms that were hired to do this project. So we're the kind of executive design architect for the whole project, because it is a 54-acre sewage plant, and who wants to live next to a 54-acre sewage plant? We've done everything possible to make it as nice as possible. We designed early in the project a visitor center.
A visitor center.
Orange twisted
Clever.
cube that's pulled away from the rest of the geometry of the whole plant.
Aeration tank, there are 10,000 stone diffusers. They look like a series of mushrooms on the floor. They're about 14 inches off the ground. They're about 8 inches in diameter, and there are 10,000 of them per tank. I have 24 tanks. And that makes a very fine bubble. As you can see behind me, this is the electrical grid of the plant. Less than half of my day's production is needed for me. The rest of it's going to go back and be sold to the utility. Four on the second floor that bring in the raw power and transform it down. All right, so let's go up on the eggs.
This project being worth over $1 billion, they actually decided they could have more than one artist. They picked Vito Acconci to do a piece in and around the visitor center.
They did a beautiful job, didn't they?
To do a whole waterfront piece that runs around the whole perimeter of the site. It's actually kind of a nature walk, working along the edge of Newtown Creek itself. They didn't pick L'Observatoire, the great lighting designers, Hervé Descaux, but in fact the Department of Environmental Protection thought that L'Observatoire was so good that they hired them anyway, and they did all of the fabulous blue lights that you see at night.
Guys, I can see him in Danbury.
Add acid big enough to fill one of these eggs. So
I can see him in Danbury.
Look inside. Okay, you want to look yourself?
Oh, look at
The
that.
other thing I want you to do is feel this pipe.
Don't
It's
fall
98
in.
degrees. This is your body temperature. The reason it's 98 degrees is because the methane gas is the same gas that's inside of your bodies, and it fermented the same way your belly takes the energy from the food that you eat. It's like a big stomach.
When I flush the toilet, this is where it goes, right here.
Oh, thank you for flushing. But guys, I'm telling you, I'm just blown away. They look so futuristic. But the next clip is going to be where the magic starts, because these are the first biodigester that they've used at the Magic Kingdom. So guys, first we'll show a TV report, and then we'll get a little more into the actual nuts and bolts of the digester. So Judy, clip number 13, please.
All right, finish your dinner or else. That's what Mom said, right?
Little volume, Kurt.
But these days, not finishing dinner could keep the lights on. New at 10, our consumer reporter Chris Kimura is going to open the closed doors now to show us a new twist on trash versus treasure and the magical place it is being tested.
Trash versus treasure.
Garbage in.
It's a win-win.
Power out.
This is really unique.
Trucks deliver a flood of food.
10,000 bucks. 10,000 pounds.
Most of us would describe this slurry as disgusting. A company called Harvest Power calls this mess fuel.
That's beautiful material.
Through an ingenious process,
We pump it to a mixed tank.
the leftovers you see here
We have chicken, we have rice, we have orange peels.
will be converted
buffet.
into electricity.
None of the food will go to waste.
This load of surplus slop comes from someplace unexpected. Trucks are labeled Reedy Creek Improvement District. That's a corporate code for a household name.
Our largest customer is Disney.
Walt Disney World makes memories and millions of meals. But those who join the Mickey Mouse Club aren't always members of the Clean Plate Club. Dirty dishes pile up. So right under our noses, tons of residue from breakfast, lunch, and dinner
Around 50 to 60 tons every single day.
now leave Walt Disney World for Harvest Power.
We're part of the infrastructure. Most people don't really know what's going on in the infrastructure.
Just a mile drive from Fantasyland.
Disney is all around us.
And behind the scenes, an avalanche of excess food flows 7 days a week.
Sometimes 8 days a week.
It's pumped into million-gallon tanks.
Trying to make it look like Epcot?
No.
Grub degrades over a month. Microbes transform food into fumes of methane.
After our leftovers percolate for 25 days, the resulting gas is piped to 2 huge engines.
Twin turbines crank out an incredible amount of power.
At full capacity, we'll produce enough energy that could power 16,000 homes every year.
But that's not all.
15,000 homes a
The
year.
unconsumed pulp is dried out and piled into trucks. It's
And
now
then use it for fertilizer.
for farms.
To grow more food.
Food that could come full circle should it wind up at Disney and ultimately back here.
Over and over and over again.
That's the goal.
That's the goal.
Harvest Power is mimicking the way animals digest food.
We borrowed heavily from nature.
This company is confident its recipe for turning forgotten food into power, fertilizer, and reclaimed water
Food is mostly water.
is a model for making the most of food scraps globally.
This is the beginning, I think, of a big trend.
It's the real Tomorrowland.
It's sustainable.
Off limits, but on track to change your world. Starting within Walt Disney World.
It makes sense.
Chris Kimura, Fox 13 News.
It's the real Tomorrowland. You gotta love it. And guys, we're gonna take it a step further because we're gonna go more into the process so you can see how it's all done. So Judy, we're gonna have, next we're gonna go with clip number 14, please.
Hi, I'm John Holden, and welcome to the Green Room. I'm here in Orlando, Florida, a tourist mecca that attracts over 60 million visitors a year. Because what happens here is the intersection of energy production in the 21st century, as you're about to see. While Central Florida sees over 60 million visitors a year, it's also an area that's on the forefront of energy production, addressing a challenge all cities face: handling food waste. In fact, food waste is one of our country's greatest challenges. Despite efforts to reduce the waste, upwards of 40% of the food grown in the U.S. is never consumed.
Concern for a lot of local communities. Here in Central Florida, it's food waste is generated at approximately 24 pounds every second. So that's 1,000 tons every day to landfill. That's quite a lot of waste you're talking about there. So we're here in Central Florida to partner up with Caterpillar, our partners, and the local industries and companies that are on the forward-thinking side of this issue. We're able to divert approximately 120,000 tons of material each year that would otherwise go to landfill.
It's called the Orlando Energy Garden, a renewable energy facility here in Central Florida that literally takes in tons of organic waste. In fact, each one of these tanks contain over 1 million tons of organic matter that will soon be converted into electric power and natural fertilizer.
So Kelly, the size of these tanks is pretty impressive. What's exactly in them?
So in these enormous tanks is the organic material that we bring into the facility. A combination of food waste from restaurants and hotels, oil and grease from grease traps, as well as biosolids from the wastewater treatment plant. And in these tanks, which are heated to 100 Fahrenheit, the material breaks down to produce renewable, sustainable biogas used in our engines to create heat and power.
Look at those things, mamma mia.
This project is very unique, not only for Central Florida, but for the whole country. And what's so unique about it is that it's a process called co-digestion, where various organic waste streams are converted into renewable energy.
I'd say that I think this is on the front lines of what's to come. This is the next frontier for waste and energy.
This innovative solution starts with anaerobic digestion, a process utilized by Harvest Power that is capable of converting everything from manure on dairy farms to food waste at theme parks and produce clean energy and fertilizer products. Known for proposing big solutions to big problems, this is the largest commercial-scale anaerobic digester.
Look at that thing, guys. That's something, isn't it? Look at all those tanks. And I tell you, I don't know what it costs, but, you know, hey, you see the benefit, you see what's happening, and now we're going to show you part 2 of the same clip. And Judy, let's just have more fun with clip number 14A, please.
Known for proposing big solutions to big problems, this is the largest commercial-scale anaerobic digester in the country.
Harvest Power is all about organic management. We needed a sustainable solution for handling the organic waste from the variety of industries in the neighborhood. It's also not only for something like this, it can be a very decentralized way of sustainable living wherein you generate your own power, you have enough district heating, at the same time you have fertilizer to grow your crops and food, and you have water for irrigation and for drinking purposes. So it's very, very unique and very futuristic.
Yet while Harvest Power excels at organic management, they needed someone else equally good at power generation to complete the waste-to-energy process. They found such a partner in Caterpillar and Cat dealer Ring Power. The renewable biogas that is created is about 60% methane, which is then captured and used to power 2 Cat generators on site that have been configured to run on biogas. This creates enough energy to power nearly 2,000 homes each year.
2,000
creating
homes.
5.4 megawatts of total power. 3.2 megawatts come out as electric power, but the whole facility is running about the equivalent of 50 small family cars, or maybe you can convert that over to about 90,000 light bulbs continuously around the clock. 3.2 megawatts of power, roughly translated to about 2,000 homes worth of annual use, is put out as electric power. The rest is put out as heat.
This is a great example of combining sustainability and innovation. You know, here we are able to help use a waste product.
Look at that. That would have went into a dump.
Into clean energy.
And now it's going to power your
energy
lights.
That not only powers the facility here itself, but helps provide power for the Central Florida community. It's really a win-win waste-to-energy story.
This unique ability to provide power through food waste is complemented by yet another benefit of this system, taking the organic matter that is left over from energy generation and using it as fertilizer for area farmers so that food can be grown more efficiently. And when that food becomes waste, well, the sustainable cycle is completed.
Guys, it's a cycle.
So Caterpillar, Ring Power, and the folks at Harvest Power are very interested in protecting the environment. We created an entire team so that we could make these processes more successful. One thing about green energy is that it needs to be able to be self-sustaining and viable economically. My whole team is super excited to make that a possibility.
So whenever you're part of a project like that or growing a new industry, that's always exciting. We've got great people here at Harvest Power, and I think this is truly an example of what a sustainable environment can look like when you have innovative minds and a shared common goal.
It's all about the founding vision of Harvest Power, harvesting a more sustainable future by changing organic waste to energy.
Innovative minds. Hey, that's what we're trying to do in Danbury, guys. You know, rather than flaring off the gas, we want to put it to use and put the money back in the town's coffers. It's that simple. Judy, we're going to have to make a little bit of a change because number 14B, we're not going to have enough time for everything. So what I want to do is I want to skip to number 15. And guys, this is Envision Farm. And I want to show you what a beautiful job they did with their biogas. And I tell you, you know, the more you'll see of this, the more you'll appreciate it. So Judy, once again, we're going to skip ahead to number 15, and this is EnviroVision. So hit it.
Cow manure. It's not pretty, some would say. It even stinks. But cow manure can also be valuable when used in a dairy digester, just like this. Here's how the digester works. Cow manure from 3 local farms is processed right here in 3 airtight digester tanks. The tanks are heated to about 100 degrees, a temperature which just happens to allow bacteria in the manure to thrive. The bacteria consumes solids in the manure and releases methane gas. Now typically methane is a smelly gas when released into the dairy air, but the dairy digester captures that methane here at the top. And instead of being released into the atmosphere, the methane is burned in this generator.
And that's exactly what we want to do.
The electricity produced on site is actually added to the local electrical grid in Dane County, thanks to Madison Gas and Electric. And while clean energy is the goal, the process also creates a couple of useful resources too. First, the gas burns just like natural gas in an engine. But that's not all. Excess heat from the generator is used to warm the digester. Second, a large amount of clean organic fiber byproduct has many horticultural uses. In fact, it can even be used back on the farms themselves, even as cow bedding. And third, in addition to producing cleaner energy, this project helps reduce phosphorus runoff to local waterways in Dane County. Phosphorus is a leading cause of green algae and other weed growth in lakes and often comes from both urban and rural sources. And of course, there is the electricity produced. This dairy digester operation will generate about 16 million kilowatt hours of electricity annually, or enough energy to power about 2,500 homes. So yes, it's cow manure, and it's not pretty, but it just might be powering your home.
Guys, didn't they do a nice job? I'm telling you. And, you know, hopefully, in Danbury we could take advantage of that because, you know, if LA can do it, we can do it. And we're going to show you a digester put in place in LA to benefit the people of Los Angeles. So Judy, number 16, please.
Well, LA's Hyperion Water Treatment Plant already leads the nation with cutting-edge programs like its conversion of waste into biosolids for composting or its water recycling program. And now it's about to recycle its own fuel and power. Anna Marcos explains.
The Hyperion Water Treatment Plant's business may be waste, but how it treats the waste is about to make the environment a whole lot cleaner. City leaders broke ground on the new digester gas utilization project, or DIGUP for short.
The idea is simple. Take the byproducts of our waste system and turn them into the energy needed to power this plant. So use the very same waste that we're cleaning up to treat the waste itself.
We will make Hyperion a self-sustaining, self-reliant facility for all of its electrical needs.
The new dig-up program will not only take Hyperion off the city's electric and power grid, it will reduce air pollution and greenhouse gases in the environment.
From a sustainability perspective, this project is the equivalent of pulling 15,000 cars off the road. There are sewage treatment plants throughout the United States that do not capture biogas, and that's methane going into the atmosphere.
So now, even going to the toilet can have environmental and economic payoffs.
Every single time in Los Angeles you flush the toilet from now on, it'll be helping to reduce the city's power bill.
The $234 million project is set to be completed by the end of next year. I'm Anna Marcos for LA This Week.
Don't they look
Dig
good,
Up
guys?
is a project from the Department of Public Works, Bureau of Engineering, and LA Sanitation. City leaders say they also plan to recycle 100% of Hyperion's treated water within the next 10 years.
Guys, I'm telling you, it's all here. It's just a matter of doing it the right way where we can all benefit. But the next clip is going to be the home biogas again. And guys, like I said, I think these are right around $600. But they say they want you to live below the 40th parallel. And I guess the reason is you want to use this where it's warmer. So anyway, we're not going to get into that. We're just going to show you how it works and what a benefit it is and how it can be used in some of these third world countries and countries that have been turned into third world countries by floods, storms, hurricanes, cyclones, tornadoes. Guys, this is part of the answer. So Judy, clip number 17, please.
We know what you're thinking. You hear the music, see these amazing places on Earth, and you think we're going to talk about another big idea that might or might not happen to save the planet. Well, no. We are here to share with you something practical that we have actually built to bring what people say for years is the future to right now. Food waste and declining energy sources are major environmental hazards. Biogas is the solution. It's a natural process in which organic waste is converted into cooking gas. So 5 years ago, we went on a mission to bring biogas to every home.
That's it.
We grouped the best
That's how it gets
engineers,
shipped, guys.
scientists, designers, and product
That's
people
simple.
together. And now it's here. Home biogas. Home biogas is the first family-sized, user-friendly, affordable biogas system. It is the change, and you can put it in your backyard. Home biogas comes in an easy-to-assemble kit, and its use is as simple as can be. Just throw in your organic waste, and there you go. A hot stove ready for cooking. A cycle of in-house energy, and it runs with no electricity. Your leftovers provide you 2 to 3 hours of energy a day. Any kitchen leftovers, including meat and dairy, work, even your pet's litter. Just toss it all inside home biogas, and the bacteria in the digester will decompose the organic material and release biogas. As a byproduct of the digestion, home biogas even generates an incredible plant fertilizer. It's the kind you pay a large sum for in garden stores. In this manner, home biogas creates an eco-cycle. Waste turns into gas and fertilizer. Fertilizer is used to grow food, and gas to cook it. Leftovers are more waste. We are way past the prototype phase. We've already installed more than 150 units that have been running for over a year. Until now, we've worked with international organizations in underserved communities. Now, we're bringing it to you. You are in charge of creating your own clean, renewable energy. Energy that you can trust. We need your help to make home biogas an accessible household item. So if you want to bring the change, get home biogas. Let's create a better future for our next generations.
I saw that one hooked up to the barbecue. Very interesting. I wonder, you know, I don't know how I missed that because we showed the heater, we showed the toilet. What else did we show? We showed the lights. Hey, we showed the shower, makes hot water. Yeah. But guys, I don't know. Judy, how much time do we have left? 3 minutes. Okay. 2 minutes. All right, we're going to go out with clip number 20, and then we can run the credits and everything. But guys, this is my new favorite toy that hopefully we can get quantum biomass. Hopefully I'll get in touch with them tomorrow, and I'll say, you guys got to check this out. This could be, I'm telling you, this could put a lot of money in your pocket. So Judy, clip number 20, and then we'll have the credits.
I'm Michael Kellerman, environmental engineer at InSinkErator.
Oh guys, this guy returned my call. He's a real gentleman.
The Water Council is transforming Southeast Wisconsin into the leader of the water industry. The Milwaukee Metropolitan Sewage District is a member of the Water Council, and in many ways they're a great example of what's happening in the water industry. Traditionally, wastewater treatment has been focused on protecting the environment, protecting the health. Wastewater treatment's the best thing that's ever happened to the human race as far as preventing disease. They're focusing on clean water. That's why we've developed a great partnership with them with our new technology, Grind Energy. Grind Energy is essentially a very large grinder, and it takes the food waste and grinds it into very fine particles. But we do something special with it.
See, it goes in that big tank, guys.
7 to 14 days. The material goes through some biology, and it makes this material that digesters
come pick it up, they suck it up.
MMSD's been accepting Grind Energy slurry for about a year now. In the first quarter of 2016 alone, they accepted over 200,000 gallons of Grind Energy slurry. The great thing about Grind Energy slurry is by the time it reaches the treatment plant, it's readily biodegradable. Rather than take 20 or 30 days to get completely broken down and converted into biosolids, it's converted within maybe 5 to 10 days. But it's pumpable. It's also very high in volatile solids. It's greater than 90%. It's virtually contaminant-free. It gets converted into biogas very quickly. And we've actually done research with George Nachla at Western University that shows this material provides synergy with the biogas and biosolids generation. A treatment plant can increase their hydraulic load to their digesters.
Guys, you're looking at the answer.
Grind Energy slurry.
I want to thank
they
Judy.
Will more than double the amount of biogas
thank Kurt.
they produce. And in
Want to
turn,
thank
the amount of
Candy,
biosolids
Dave.
produced from that additional slurry
Want to
is
thank
negligible.
Martino's.
This is something that can help them in their economics. They should be looking at
Hey
it
guys,
as a way
next
of
week,
helping
I'm
to
going to
improve
try to get away from biogas.
This is really the concept of the utility
But,
of the future.
hey, if I hear from the
Wisconsin
cities,
is unlike
I'm
many other
telling you, I
states
want to
across the
push
country
them.
that
I
need
mean, this is our
alternatives
chance.
for diverting food waste
You don't
from
get
landfills.
many in
fact,
life.
there's 5 states across
You know,
the country
opportunity
that
only
already have
comes
those
knocking
mandates.
so often.
This trend is going to continue.
And the last time we
Communities are going to be
upgraded the
looking
sewer
for
plant was 20 years
alternatives
ago.
to manage this food waste.
The next one
and
won't be
wastewater
for
treatment.
another 20.